Hello everyone and welcome back to Donut Like, Donut Read. My name is Clemens and with me today are two stale donuts. I have Bob.
Hey kids, how's it going?
And Connor.
Hello there.
We're the grizzled ancients, the ghosts of steel donuts past.
Yeah, and we are back in Betrayal month, this time with an MTSU pack. Where
Betrayal month. Okay.
Betrayal month of betrayal.
Yeah, and we start with What We Learned in Killing class by...
Oh, man. That was my favorite class.
Oh my gosh, what a title. I'm so excited. Death by Awesome wrote this. Can I read the description?
Sure.
A story of a group of killers whom found their own society where others had casted from their own.
Whoa.
That didn't make any sense. This is a story of society, satire, love, betrayal, and belonging. This story is not meant for the faint of heart or for pansies. You fuckles. You fuckles?
So are those like the names of the characters? Because they're,
society, satire, love,
title
betrayal,
case.
And...
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, and this is in the Misc book section, so could be anything.
I get the Misc vibes from it. I get it. Wow. Okay.
All right, then let's get started. What we learned in killing class. The channel flickers. The TV plays the same inane channel. The flickering channel.
Mm-hmm.
The news blaring about shit mainly the normal, average American family would find macabre or otherwise life-changing.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
I didn't miss a word.
No. They worded it all wrong. What they wanted to say was like, the shit the news was blaring was mainly the kind of thing that the normal American family would find macabre, but they skipped so many words in this.
Yeah, I see.
We have explored everything about these killings. Four more bodies have been found in Arizona, several in California, and even more in Michigan throughout the Southwest.
Michigan is my favorite southwestern state.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, what? Why didn't you swap Arizona and Michigan? You said in Michigan, said California, and then Arizona and the Southwest. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Some other in Jersey and the rest of the Pacific Coast.
What is tying these killings together besides the fact that they are killings?
The reporter will get to that.
Oh.
Most with the same MO, others changed.
Okay, so nothing.
You can't just do that.
You can't do that. Not every killing is linked.
Some of them are maybe the same.
Yeah.
As far as we know, there are multiple killers who are either in league or competing with each other.
Do you know that? Okay. The reporter cunt could only improvise on the scene as the police uncovered more bodies.
Everybody knows that when the reporter doesn't have the teleprompter telling them what the news is, they just make it up as they go.
Right. Do you think like 99% of the time they script out what they're saying?
Yeah, most of the time they have a really strict script, but then sometimes they can just improvise. And then, when they're improvising, sometimes they'll be standing there with the microphone and they'll be like, all right, police, I need a one-word suggestion of a food. Yeah. Can I get a food? Spaghetti? I think I heard spaghetti.
Get me a prop.
Yeah. Oh, it's the murder weapon. Uh-oh.
Right now, we are uncovering the bodies of Jill Malaki, Thomas Green, Zachary Ryans, and Kevin Mitchell. We go to Adam Barker for an inside report.
So, how do we... The bodies aren't uncovered yet. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in the process of uncovering them. But we know who's dead.
Right. We know who we are currently uncovering.
Also, it's not a good idea to just list off all the people who died. I mean, like, imagine if you're the family member of Jill Malarkey and you hear that she died along with a bunch of other random people you've never heard of.
Wait, did this reporter just say Michigan is in the Southwest? Oh shit, Jill is dead.
Oh.
Yeah. Jill was found up in Michigan, like, Thomas and Zachary were found down in California.
And then...
You know, it's, again, maybe some of the killings are similar, but some have changed.
Some have changed. All we know is they're competing with each other. Maybe. I don't know how you could tell. Is there a scoreboard?
There's a note taped to one of their chests going like
your move.
Now I'm at 14 bodies. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah. It's like, this competition's really heating up, and they're like, maybe they're in a competition.
Yeah.
That's investigative work. Anyway, this is Adam Barker. Thank you, Jane. It appears that the forensics have bluntly explained that each of the victims have been brutally maimed and disemboweled. We know that the men have been raped, wow, Jesus, while the woman, Jill, was mean to watch. I assume they meant to watch. Though it was pretty mean of her to just stand there and watch. She has miraculously survived through this ordeal. So we're not recovering the body of Jill.
The body that has a living mind inside of it.
I guess. I don't usually think about it like that, but I might start now. Like, when people come over, I'll be like, I have 6 bodies in my living room.
That really spices up any conversation.
They'll be like, sorry, what did you say? 6 bodies. They're arranged around my room in chairs. And everyone's like, oh my God. And they come in and everybody's just sitting around drinking tea. And I'm like, hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Oh.
She has miraculously survived through this ordeal. It has been a year since her disappearance.
It switches to the doctor on the case.
What I can tell you is this. All the men victims have been emasculated through their stomach area. I think you mean eviscerated. Maybe?
No, emasculated.
Emasculated. Multiple lacerations on the thighs and neck. Jill's eyelids have been sliced off. Other and more punishment have been introduced into the body that is too violent to even discuss on television. The idea that all of that was okay to discuss on television, including the sexual assault of multiple men, who you named, by the way. You named them and then said they got sexually assaulted and murdered. Also, I think the word more already implies other. Right? Other and more punishment. It's not like it can be more and the same.
Yeah. Hey guys, for offer here, I have some really fucked up shit that happened to them, but I can't tell you in the fic. You just have to take my word for it.
Just trust me, it's really fucked up.
Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Haha, please. I've got so many more details.
Juicy deets. Yeah. Email my office if you want the juicy deets.
Then back to the male reporter.
Thank you, Dr. McKinley. Now we go back to... I'm sorry, but it appears that the local police department in Graceland, California, has found an astounding 20 bodies in the St. Mary's Hospital of the Mentally Sick. Carvings of smiley faces and anatomy of the human body were made around the padded rooms where most of the bodies were held.
The anatomy of the human body were made around the padded rooms?
Carvings of anatomy of the human body.
So it's like a chalk outline, but it's just on the wall instead.
I'm also struggling to see how this story is... I mean, it is... I'll say this. A mental health hospital having 20 bodies just, like, scattered around the place. That is a news story. Does it need to interrupt this news story? Do we need to pretend like they're related? They don't seem related.
Maybe there's another sticky note where it's like, Haha, I did 20 in one go. Now what are you gonna do about that?
Got you. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I did like a double Killionaire.
I guess. It's pretty impressive, I guess.
Yeah. He listens on his earpiece. And this is the part where it muted America.
All of America, huh? God damn.
That's kind of poetic, even if that doesn't really mean anything.
I will say, I think sometimes that would be a good thing, you know? For a silence to fall across America. And we can just take a second and think about things for a minute, you know? Everything's running too fast everywhere, but in this country specifically, I would say. You know? So just like mute. Or deafen. The police department of Hesperia. Where's Hesperia? You can't just say Hesperia. Who the... I don't know where the fuck that is. So you can't just be like, it's in this place called Hesperia. Graceland, California. I don't know where the fuck that is. That's not helpful.
And is this like still coming through his earpiece?
I think so. He's saying this to the audience because it's coming to his earpiece. The police department of Hesperia has found several remains of bodies in an apartment, of which to be missing persons.
Jesus.
Of which to be... Really,
missing persons.
They didn't know what they wanted to say. They just threw some words at them at the wall and said, "We'll hope that works." Half the bodies are gone, but DNA analysts have made out about 7 bodies from the few remains around the room. There was a single drawing in blood labeled as, "Hell is here." We go to the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I'm sorry, how can you find several remains of bodies, but half of them are gone? Did you know how many bodies you were expecting to find?
There's a chalk outline for each body, and there were 14 chalk outlines. And of those 14, 7 of the bodies are completely gone, and... No, but then they needed to use DNA to figure out how few remains.
Right, it's like DNA analysts, or what did they say earlier? Something else where it was like anyone would be able to just use their eyes and tell.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, forensics have bluntly explained each of the victims have been brutally maimed and disemboweled. You don't need forensics for that.
Yeah. I think anybody with 2 eyes can notice that's happened. Also, I love this news story, this news thing of like, all right, we go now to Adam, and then Adam talks for a while, and then he throws to a doctor, he can throw to the director of the FBI. It's like he can just improvise who he's throwing to. And everybody's ready to go. That the director of the FBI is ready to just get thrown to is crazy.
Well, yeah. The news is scripted, because improvising is something that normally doesn't have to happen.
Yeah, that's true.
I take the director.
Oh, please.
Thank you, Adam. I apologize to the public of the United States of America. I apologize on behalf of the
FBI. Did you do this? Don't start apologizing unless you're the person who killed them.
I'm sorry.
Don't say you're sorry. Say you're gonna catch these guys. I don't give a shit how sorry you are. My wife is dead. Jill, no!
I apologize on behalf of the FBI as well as all investigative branches.
I don't know why you're apologizing on behalf of anybody.
Let them do the apologizing as well. Like, guy, you're sweeping the entire house under the rug.
I apologize to the families, friends, and colleagues of those who lost their lives to these killers.
Oh.
It appears, and I say this with utmost regret, that our investigative techniques and technology isn't enough to catch these killers.
No!
We've tried nothing and we're out of ideas.
Oh, no! FBI, don't give up so fast! They're really giving up.
with our incompetence, I would like to make out to the killers who may or will be watching this. Stop.
It's one thing. It's one thing to apologize.
Just finish the
Okay, yeah.
Stop what you are doing. You have caused too much pain in our lives and to the lives of many. Enough is enough.
I'm putting my foot down. It's one thing to apologize. It's another thing to straight up say, "Oh, we're so incompetent."
We can't get these guys. We haven't even tried.
I think this is an alternate universe where Max Vincent became the FBI
director.
This is the opposite of the real world, because in the real world, regardless of whether or not their techniques are capable of catching these guys, the U.S. government has way too big an eye on everything we're all doing, right? So, like, the idea that if they can't figure it out, they'll just do more surveillance until they find someone to pin it on. In this universe, the FBI is like, wow, 25 people got killed? Oh, we really haven't been doing our jobs. We're sorry. I'm so sorry. We can't catch these guys. They're too good at this. This is amazing. Yeah. By the way, why is this called What We Learned in Killing Class? I was fully ready to see some school or killers. And, like, there's not a story of a group of killers whom found their own society where others had casted from their own. Society, satire, love, betrayal, and belonging. I didn't see belonging, betrayal, love.
Satire?
If I really, really, really squint, this is about satire of the news, and any story involving multiple people is going to be a story about society on some level. But then, it's not meant for the faint of heart or for pansies, you fuck-alls. And then you wrote this, and you stopped.
And it's tagged humor/horror.
I don't know. What is
Maybe
the point
if this continued,
making?
we'd figure out, but they never did.
And they never got any reviews, so that's it. What we learned in Killing Class. Amazing. They seriously just give up. Jill Malarkey, a woman who is simultaneously a body and alive, went through so much shit, and you're just giving up on her.
Right.
Well, if they had an address of the killer, the director of the FBI could send a strongly worded letter.
Yeah, he could do something about it if he knew who the guy was, but unfortunately he doesn't know who did this to her, and he's not going to be able to, so he's just saying sorry.
Yeah, his investigative techniques and technology just isn't enough here.
I'd be 100% down to shut down the FBI that day if I was the president and the FBI made a statement. By the way, they just threw to the director of the FBI and he's just like, we fucked up. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Like, it's not even like an official statement that's being covered by reporters. He just threw to him. Thank you, Adam. They're only reporting it on this one channel.
I want you to hear my words clearly. We are sorry.
Yeah.
We fucked up. That is an official statement from me.
Yeah, official statement to the killers who may or will be watching this. Please, don't do this anymore. Please. I don't know what to do anymore. Please. You're causing way too much pain. Did you not realize killing people would hurt? You've caused way too much pain, dude. That's it.
You've caused way too much, yeah.
What we learned in Killing Class. Jesus. Okay. Well, no reviews. So next up is Betrayal.
Yes.
I guess I should save that for the story after this. You know.
Well, there's quite a lot of betrayal going on in this video.
Okay, well.
Yes, this is Betrayal by Anime Otaku Chick 113, and the description is Betrayal. The thing that stabs you in the back. The thing that pushes you down. The thing that will and always be the death of you. In title case, like it's a song or something.
The thing that always be the death of you.
Yes.
Will and always be.
Always be.
Okay.
Yeah, you get betrayed by your body and then you die.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. I get it. It happens.
You lose your sense of grammar first. It's one of the first things to go.
Yeah, you pee yourself and lose your sense of grammar. And then you'll probably spend some time imagining the director of the FBI crying that he couldn't figure out your murder. And then you go.
I guess the betrayal in the last story was the betrayal of the FBI to the American people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They're not even
really
going to try. They died this morning. You didn't even wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Well, anyway, this is the author's note. Hiya, my name's Mizuki Shabara, or Mizu for short. This is my first. Well, not one, not three. Well, I guess the first thing I've posted on here. So I hope you like it. Betrayal by Mizuki Shabara.
Betrayal. The thing that stabs you in the back. The thing that pushes you down. The thing that will be the death of you. Thanks for the reminder. I forgot the description.
Yeah. I like this better than the way they worded it in the description.
Imagine. It's like standing at the top of a black hole and your two friends comes up behind you and pushed you into it. A deep, dark black hole.
I don't think they mean a black hole. I think they mean just like a dark hole, like a well. Not like a black hole like you'd see in space.
Yeah, excuse me, there is no top to a black hole?
Yeah.
Come on.
I was in killing school. I know science.
Yeah, I went to killing school. I attended and killed all my classes and will be professors.
Yeah, I was valedictorian due to being the only one remaining.
Yeah.
You fall and you try to reach for something, but there's nothing, and as you look up, you see your friends at the top of the hole slowly disappearing. You fall and fall endlessly, and when you think it will never end, you hit the bottom. Splat.
I see, okay, so they're trying to do like a metaphor about betrayal. Except that, like, the problem I have with this metaphor is it doesn't map onto my experience of betrayal at all. Like,
what? Being betrayed wasn't like being at the top of a big
hole and falling in
cavern or whatever and getting pushed in?
Yeah, like this is what depression, you could say depression feels like, right? Like you feel like you're falling and you feel like you're sinking into the, something, you could do some kind of metaphor like that and I'd be like, fine. But I don't traditionally think of betrayal as being a thing like when you say I'm falling into a hole, what are the things that's true about somebody who's falling into a hole? Well, gravity's acting on them. It's like the nature of reality is pulling you down into the darkness, and your friends are whatever. That's not betrayal. Betrayal's not a natural thing. Betrayal's the opposite of a natural thing. It's when someone tells you that you can trust them, and then they are not trustworthy. That's not a natural consequence.
I think they're maybe going for the feeling of, like, having the ground swept out from under you.
Okay.
Or something, but that's the closest I can get.
I guess. I still don't know about the feeling like you're gonna fall endlessly. I don't know. That's not how betrayal feels to me. Betrayal hits fast and hard for me, right? Like, if I feel like I've been betrayed, I'm like, oh, I'm surprised, and now that surprise is over, and now I'm sinking into anger or sinking into hurt. But I'm not, like, reeling from it for an endless amount of time. I don't know.
Well, as Riddick said, it's not the fall that kills you. It's the hard landing at the bottom that kills you. And maybe that's the part of the betrayal metaphor, and we just had to get there.
I guess, yeah. Let's see.
Whatever.
Okay. Well, either way, it stabbed us in the back and pushed us down and pushed us into a big hole.
Right.
You hit the cold, stone hard bottom and blood is everywhere and a thin, cold, silver piece of sharp metal has been stabbed through your back and out your stomach.
Okay,
You're
so again, I'm
dead.
being stabbed and I'm falling and I've hit the ground and they're watching me fall. Got it.
This needle-like metal is known as betrayal.
Like metal?
What?
Known as...
So the whole falling and the hard landing and your friends pushing you and the stabbing you, none of that was the betrayal metaphor? The rebar you land on that goes through you is the betrayal metaphor?
Also, you're saying that the needle-like metal, which is itself a metaphor, it's a piece of metal that's like a needle. Psych, all of this is an emotion you're feeling. What?
Yes.
You can't do metaphors layered on top of metaphors where one thing represents something that represents something else.
Betrayal.
And all of this is falling is a metaphor for something else because the betrayal was getting stabbed.
Right.
Okay.
The thing that stabs you in the back, the thing that pushes you down, the thing that ends up being the death of you.
You said that earlier. You said that almost verbatim.
It's
earlier.
the chorus.
Okay.
So as you lay there thinking to yourself, why? Why did they do it? They were my best friends. Why? Why?
Why?
Everything starts to get colder and darker.
Yeah.
You lay there, eyelids getting heavy with blood everywhere, and right before your body goes limp, you think to yourself, they were never truly, not one, not three, truly best friends at all. Not one, not three.
Not one, not three.
Parentheses, quotation mark, period.
I feel like when one of us does die, there is a high chance that we narrate out our final thought with not one, not threes.
Oh, I hope I have the presence of mind to do so. I hope my final words, like most of my final words, are not one, not three. In fact, I hope that I die in some way where like I'm having trouble breathing so that you don't even get my full message because I'm busy saying not one, not three. I'll be like,
right.
The safety deposit box. The key is in not one, not three. You're like, wait, what? No!
What a tragedy.
You don't even get the information from me.
Now, your body has gone limp, lifeless, motionless. Your eyes...
You've got limbs, all right.
Yep. Like on limb. I think going limb is when you do the Harlem Shake.
Oh, yeah.
Your eyes have closed and you have fallen into sleep, never to wake up. Betrayal, the thing that stabs you in the back, the thing that pushed you down, the thing that will always be the death of you.
Can one of you still, like, search straight from fanfiction.net? I swear these are, like, song lyrics.
Yeah, that seems like song lyrics. I'm still really wrapped up in how this metaphor is a metaphor on top of a metaphor. So, okay. I'm trying to imagine how this metaphor works. So, like, I'm going to think of a scenario. I'm very excited to go to a concert, and I bought tickets. And then I find out that Connor stole the tickets and gave them away to somebody else. And I was very excited to go. And I feel betrayed. And then they're saying, I feel like a needle-like metal has pierced me in the back, pushed me down. The thing that will end always be the death of me. And then I feel like I'm falling into a deep, dark hole. Because you took the tickets, and I see you, and you disappear, and then I hit the ground. But that part's not the betrayal. That part's just the feeling that accompanies the betrayal. But then I actually do die in the metaphor.
Right.
I never wake up in the metaphor.
Right.
So what is, and then what? I don't understand.
Your old self was killed, and now I guess your new self needs to be born. There was you pre and post betrayal, and they're not the same person.
Yeah. Like, you'll be like, Bob, I didn't mean it, and I'll say, Bob is dead.
You killed him.
You killed him when you took those concert tickets.
You killed him when you stabbed him in the back and threw him.
Needle-like metal and threw me into a deep, dark, black hole. And you'll be like in space? And I say, no, not like in space. The other kind.
See, I still don't think that the thin, cold, silver piece of sharp metal is the knife. It sounds like they landed on, like, some rebar or something, and that also stabbed through them.
So okay.
So I stab you in the back, I push you down an infinite
and then I'm falling backwards with a knife in my back,
but
then there's an additional thin, cold silver piece, needle-like metal that's the thing at the bottom of the pit. Now this metaphor makes even less sense.
Right.
So, like, if you stabbed me in the back and then didn't push me into a pit, is it not betrayal? What if I land, but I don't land on the needle-like metal? Is that not betrayal?
Right, you would have been totally fine.
That would be just like, oops.
Oops.
That's just an oops.
Yeah, I mean, we hurt each other because we love each other.
Yeah. Well, there's one guest review, and it's The One in the Shadows says, very nice, very well written, my friend. That's positive. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah. Next up is the story Betrayal. And it's a Halo plus Mass Effect crossover.
Betrayal. There we go. Now is the time for us to do that. To try to... In fact, don't even use my take on it. Use Jeff Steitzer's version. Just Google Halo Betrayal and you'll find the clip. Just stick it in there somewhere. This is me talking to the editor. Okay, Betrayal. The eldest storyteller. Yikes. We should have some respect. This guy's like 600 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, Dick Moore wrote this. Rest in peace, I guess. All right. This is a story about love, hate, and betrayal. And society and satire and belonging. Yeah. As I woke up from the cryo freezer, I looked around. I saw other people coming out of freezers as well. I look at my hands, and I see that I have 3 fingers on one hand and 5 on the other. I wonder about that, as I also wonder about my past. I don't remember how I got here, or why I'm here. I was taken to the way. I saw flags that have the letters UNSC and ODST. I was told that my father was a human, but my mother was a Quarian. I wondered why, and I don't remember this, but before I could ask any questions, I was taken to training.
He's very slow on the draw.
Just so slow. I mean, 3 fingers on one hand, 5 fingers on the other, just going, weird.
Do Quarians have 3 fingers?
I thought they had 5.
Because I'm wondering, it's not like it...
Maybe it's freezer.
It's not like it's described as, like, he had more, but some of them were lost.
Right.
It's described as if, like, having, your dad from one species and your mom from another species means, like,
You're
left half of
vertically
you.
split, yeah.
It's vertically split down the middle, like Neapolitan ice cream.
I think that's what they're doing, because I'm looking at a picture of a Quarian, and I think they do, in fact, have 3 fingers.
Nice. I also like... he said cryo freezer for his, but other people coming out of freezers for the others. So I just imagine like General Electric just, pushing out of a standard ass refrigerator freezer unit.
Yeah. Hey, before you come out, I need to get some ice from the door.
Excuse me. Pardon me.
Excuse me. You get some ice in your cup. Okay, come on out.
Well, all right. Chapter 1. Then Chapter 2.
The training I received was for a program called the Spartan 2 program. They sent me to Reach and put me through extensive drills and weapon training. After each day's training, I felt sore, so I couldn't sleep. After my training, I was sent to fight the We're really just blazing through this. I mean...
This guy could take some advice from Ark. I mean, Ark figured out how to fall asleep because he was hurt.
That's true.
Or, because his ass was sore.
That's true. I'm a little... I mean... So, like, without getting too into the weeds of the lore, being a Spartan 2 is not as simple as going to camp. Like, don't they do a lot of surgery on you to, like, modify your muscles and stuff like that to, like, make you physically capable of superhuman abilities? Like, superhuman speed, and that's what they make. It's a super soldier program. But this guy just was like, I've got a split right down the middle, left and right. He's half quarry and half human, which means he only has to wear half a gas mask all the time or whatever. And then he just gets put through the drills and training, and he's ready to fight the Covenant. Just little encounters with grunts, actually.
And the one thing that, the UNSC told him before shipping him off for Spartan 2 training was the races of his parents.
Yeah. They didn't even tell him or us his name.
And I just recalled that the Spartan 2 program was started before they had alien contact, so...
Yeah, that was also a big deal. The fact that the Spartan program was started before any alien contact was made. So... Halo doesn't take place in the same universe as Mass Effect, so they're already merging things together in an unprincipled way.
It's the Spartan 2 program for Mass Effect. It all makes sense.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's just amazing to me that in like 4 sentences they've covered something that the Halo series covered in like multiple games and multiple books. And you've done it in 3 or 4 sentences. Went through the Spartan 2 program, was sore so he couldn't sleep, went to fight the Covenant. After my training, I was sent to fight the Covenant. Not any big battles, just little encounters with grunts. After a month or 2, I was sent back to I went back, Reach got destroyed. I was fighting hard. I assume some sentences got lost in here. I was fighting hard. I was trying to stop the Covenant, but they overwhelmed me. I was stumbling to a safe spot where I saw the Pillar of Autumn. I got to it and blacked out. I woke up in a bed. I looked around. I saw medical equipment, guns, and rations. I got up and I saw my stomach was bandaged. I didn't know this at the time, but I was impaled by a piece of metal. Was it a needle-like piece of metal?
That's the betrayal.
That's the betrayal.
The metaphor for betrayal.
That's the betrayal. I get it now. I get the title. The doctor came in and asked me questions like, how are you feeling? And does this hurt? Later I met Jacob Keyes in Spartan 117.
He was just playing Operation with you.
Yeah. He's like, does it hurt when I wiggle this piece of metal around in you?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Chapter 3. Spartan 117 is not really talkative. Not sure why. I asked Keyes what happened because I was kind of fuzzy on the was about to say it when we were attacked by the and 117 ran as fast as we could to the escape pods. I'm pretty sure we lost stuff from like word.word.
Yeah.
We must have lost end of sentences somewhere in there.
He's playing Xbox with his right hand and writing down what happens with the left hand.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's writing it down as it happens in the game.
Yeah, and all he got is that, you wake up and you just try to speed run to the escape pods as soon as possible.
Yeah. Captain Keyes is like, all right, wake Master Chief. And they're like, okay. They wake up Master Chief and they're like, all right, sir, hey, where are you going? And Master Chief's just sprinting to an escape pod and he just,
out of here.
Fuck this! And he gets out.
Yeah.
Cortana's calling to him like, sir, why are you leaving? Don't leave. Well, anyway, I was kind of fun. Yeah, right. Sorry, I got lost in the sentence. I asked Keyes what happened because I was kind of fuzzy on the was about to say it when we were attacked by the and 117 ran as fast as we could to the escape pods. Me, 117, and some Marines landed on what 117 called Halo. He called it Halo.
Yeah. That's a good name, Master Chief.
In the game, Cortana makes a whole point of saying, like, the Covenant call this place a halo. They think it's religious, something. But here, Master Chief's like, I know what we should call this big old ring. Halo. Yeah. They're like, you can't just name it. You can't just name it after your last name, John Halo.
Yeah, well, finders keepers.
That's why they call it Halo's Ring.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The Marines were killed, so I grabbed their and 117, walked, and were attacked by Covenant. We killed them, but more came, and I heard a voice in 117's helmet say,
this is so bad. Run, Chief, run!
Can you make it run, Forrest, run, but...
Run, Forrest, run!
Later, once we were safe, I asked him about Later,
how do you not know this?
Later, once we were safe, they didn't cover it in his training. Later, once we were safe, I asked him said it was a AI called Cortana. I was sent off to a different place from Chief, a ship called the Normandy, and my new captain's name was Shepard.
Oh boy, sorry. I can't wait to see how Mass Effect and Halo interact and cross over.
So the eldest storyteller was like, I played through the first 2 missions of the game Halo Combat Evolved, and I got all the story I needed from that. So time to go to Mass Effect.
Yeah, Chief can stay behind and do all the Halo stuff.
Yeah, he realized that there's not really a need for a second person to help Chief, because he's got this for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And also, they must have given this guy, like, the village idiot training. Like, I know it's pedantic. How do you not know about AI? And, like, all that stuff.
Dude, he didn't even know his own name.
We still don't know his own name.
How was this a story about love, hate, and betrayal? Who betrayed anyone?
I feel betrayed that the author stopped here.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
We didn't get to learn how Halo and Mass Effect cross over.
They cross over with this guy just leaving.
I feel like the writing got worse every chapter, so maybe there is chapter 4, but humans can't comprehend it.
Well... Yeah, there's 4 reviews, and they're of varying approval, I'll say.
Atomic Sharks on chapter 1 says, "Good intro, could have been longer. Just back chapters longer."
Okay,
that did not help.
Maybe more of it would help. Maybe we would know. We did race through multiple missions and all of multiple books in mere sentences, so.
Right. And then X says, "Sorry, but this fiction sounds terrible. I could be wrong if you choose to continue, though."
That's really something. That's
more of a bad thing makes it a good thing.
That's a really interesting argument you've just made. This fiction sounds not bad, not underdeveloped, terrible. I could be wrong if you choose to continue, though. That's really something.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Maybe you just had a little stumbling in chapter 1. Maybe you'll write chapter 2 and it'll blow me away.
Yeah. Like, you look to me for my take on it, and I say, wow, that blows. Keep going, though. Don't stop. Summer Wonderland says, "I wish you'd stretch this out over 1,000 or 2 more words. Lol, I like what you're getting at. Just wish there was more to read. Please continue, though." See, that's I think the nicer way of what X was trying to say. Like, it has the possibility to be better if you wrote more, which is technically true. And then, of course, this guest.
"This is a joke, right? It's the worst thing I've ever read. And I've read a lot of bad things.
Yeah, like your review guest. Fuck you.
Oh,
I'll back up my... What's this author called?
The eldest storyteller.
I'll back up the eldest storyteller no matter what. Fuck you. And then while he's not looking, I'm going to put a needle-like piece of metal in his back.
Oh my god.
Then
your
we'll
mind
have a betrayal.
is now fixed on betrayal completely.
It's all I can think about. It drives my every waking moment.
What have we done?
Yeah. Well, we still have more betrayal to go.
Yeah. On Fiction Press we have Betrayal. Where have I read this title before? By XMagic07X. A girl who, 1, loses a friend to the popular people.
Who would call popular people the pops?
2, is titled as a loser, and 3, has a very eventful summer.
I'll tell you right now, she probably is a loser.
Titled as a loser.
Yeah. All right.
That's her title.
Tuesday, December 19th. That could have been a 2023. 2023, December 19th was a Tuesday. Tuesday, December 19th, 4:35 p.m. Don't you hate it when you start the school day with happiness, then ends with sadness and sorrow? That's kind of like my day was. First off, my best friend since the first grade dumped me for the pops. That's what we call the popular people. Rich, pretty, gorgeous, and popular. Typical. Okay.
I hope they were popular.
Yeah, I have to say real quick, this is a thing you see in TV shows and movies and stuff, but like in real life, does anybody care what the word popular means? Like, popular means like a person who is well liked by lots of people. And like, if you just resent them for being well liked, then you're the grumpus.
Yeah?
Right? Like, like if they're bullying you, then they're bullies. But if they're just popular, you resenting them is doing neither of you any good.
Yeah, being popular is just a neutral kind of thing. Like, it's not good or bad.
Yeah, that shouldn't itself be the bad thing. Being rich, I can see you having a problem with that. Being pretty, okay, now you're just being petty. Gorgeous is just another word for pretty, and popular is just a neutral descriptor of how much other people like them. Now, your friend betraying you to go hang out with them might still be a problem, but like the fact that they're popular isn't the problem.
Well, let's see how this day ends with sadness and sorrow.
Yeah, also, okay, we're already at 4:30, so school's over. School's out.
Yeah.
While Sarah
She's just reflecting at the end.
Yeah, while Sarah and I were enjoying another cafeteria lunch, the Pops came over and sat down beside Sarah.
Hey, hi Sarah. We were wondering, you want to come sit with us?
What the fuck? All she could do was look at me and got up. Can you believe her? Dumping her best friend for, not 1, not 3, them. After school, I called her. Sarah, why did you dump me for those Pops? I thought we were best friends. How could you?
Friends?
There was an awkward silence.
Awkward.
That's really good. I like awkward. We might have to use, oh God, look at this next sentence. I decided to break it.
Wow, slow down. Break.
I think you're a little too wrapped up in this.
Now you have nothing to say? Pathetic. She didn't have anything to say back then either. All she did was look at you.
Yeah?
It took a while for Sarah to reply.
I couldn't help it, Heather. What would you do if they came up to you?
I sighed. I wouldn't dump my best friend. That's what I'd do. That's not what you do. That's what you wouldn't do. You just said, they said, what would you do? And you said, I wouldn't dump my best friend. That's what I'd do. That's not what you would do.
Yeah.
That's explicitly not. You didn't say a thing you do. You said a thing you wouldn't do. I heard a click on the other line. I slammed the phone down on my bed and walked downstairs. Usually you need to slam the receiver down on the base, but I don't know. It sounds like you're using a home phone anyway.
I mean, this was written back in 2004.
Then you might have been using a home phone, yeah. 6:42 p.m. At dinner, Mom asked me about... By the way, this is just a stylistic thing, and I want to actually approve of what they did here. I was reading a story the other day where they were doing time skips of, like, multiple hours, and they wanted to give us, like, a sense of how much time has passed, but they wrote out Tuesday, December 19th each time, even though it was all happening on the same day, and I'm like, it's actually much more jarring, because then I have to scroll back and be like, has a day passed? I don't remember if it was the 19th. Oh, it is still the 19th, so this is just later the same day, you know? By just putting the time, I know just some time has passed. So... Good on you. Also, I don't hate the way that they told us this character's name. Like, Heather...
Yeah, at least they told us the name.
They told us the name, and it happened in dialogue, but we didn't need, like, hi, my name is Heather. Don't you hate it when you start, like... You don't need to start like that. I don't care. You know? Just talk about Sarah, talk about Heather. That actually worked. I'm really surprised. Usually that doesn't happen. At dinner, Mom asked me about my day. What about it? She got the sign that I didn't want to talk, so she just shrugged and looked down at her plate. Oh, that's sad.
So defeated. Honey.
Dad murmured. Can you murmur this?
Your mother and I are going to spend the weekend at the cabin, and we thought this would give you time to talk to Sarah and maybe spend the weekend with her.
Why would I want to spend the weekend? Because they're trying to ship her with Sarah. Why would I want to spend the weekend with a ditching, low-life loser like Sarah? I protested as I ran up the stairs. Why do parents have to be so, not one, not three, so, not one, not three, parental? I wish I was older, so I could live alone by myself and no one cared about me. Then I wouldn't have to deal with anyone. I will say, this really does read like a teenager who's, like, going through their, like, huge emotional swings.
Yeah, and, like, Sarah getting up and going to hang with the popular kids just was the last, you know,
it's the
straw
last
that
straw.
broke the camel's
She's just,
back.
like, she's fucking mad, and she's just turning that anger on anyone. And, like, her dad's just... I don't know why her mom and dad are so nervous to talk to her. Like, dad's mumbling, mom is looking down at her plate. Like, you can talk to her.
Yeah?
Well, anyway. Wednesday, December 20th, 3:55 a.m. A.M. in the morning.
Yes.
Sarah is spending more time with the pops.
Excuse me, Sarah. Sarah hasn't even time to hang out 24 hours with the pops.
She's spending even more. She's sleeping with them.
Yeah.
I wish she would.
Epic sleepover.
Wait, I wish she wouldn't just turn into a frog or something slimy. I think you mean you wish she would, but fine. Then the pops won't want to be around her. Sarah and the others came up to me today. So they definitely meant 3:55 p.m.
Yes.
They said something about a party Sarah was having. She never had parties when we were friends. They also said I was invited. But the only reason they said is because everyone's invited, even the geeks. She didn't stand up for me or anything. What a friend she is. I'm gonna call Sarah and tell her off. Yeah, that's just what I'll do, see?
Yeah, see?
5:10 p.m. Well, I tried. I called her and heard not one, not three, them.
Oh my god.
Not one, not three, in the background. They were laughing about something. They even laugh perfectly.
Ha ha. Ha ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Hello?
Sarah, you know what?
Don't tell me. You called to tell me off, didn't you?
Yes, and I'm going to do just that.
Give me your best shot.
Yes, get her, Sarah.
I gulped loudly. You are such a... Again, interrupted.
Let me guess. I'm such a pop? Well, you're right. I am. And proud of it.
She hung up. I cannot believe her. I will get revenge. I will. The end.
Get her, Sarah. Destroy her.
I will say that the story wasn't great. But I do feel like they captured the vibe.
Yeah?
Right? Like, they really did. Like, the vibe of being a teenager or a young person and, like, it feels like the end of the world, and then you try to do something cool that you saw in a TV show. You think this is going to be West Wing, where you get to dress them down, and you prepare to give this big speech, and she says, hey, guess what? You're a butt, and then hangs up on you, and you go, I feel like such a fucking idiot. You know, that vibe? Yeah. I really got that from the story. That was, you know what, that was more of a betrayal than anything we saw before this. Betrayal Month is really pulling through for me. I'm a big fan of Betrayal Month.
There's one review by Crystalline. Not bad. It very elementary for you're in the 7th grade, you say?
Well, you know what? I say this seems really on brand for 7th grade. And I think...
Yeah.
I think, honestly, this is one of those stories where I'm like, it's a little boring, but that's not a bad problem to have. In the sense that, like... I'd rather a story be boring than riddled with logical errors. You know?
Yeah, and like most teens, when they write, they capture nothing, you know? So for a 7th grader to capture this really emotional experience.
Yeah, and honestly capturing it. I think that's actually quite commendable. I'm really impressed. Now, does that mean I think this is going to win like a, you know, this isn't like a Nobel laureate kind of thing, but it's better than the previous stories we've had, and probably better than the next one we're reading. I'm gonna guess, just based on Betrayal. Right, I just switched to the tab. Betrayal and Friendship by there's such a sad username too. Dreamer of Many Dreams. Connor, can I get the description?
Sure. This is a story that is a history of one of the characters in the story I am writing. Period.
Okay.
The story isn't on here yet.
Got it. Okay.
So, please tell me if you think the title fits all right.
Okay. We'll see if we feel the title fits all right. Whew. So... I don't know how to say these characters, but it's like an A with a hat, and then like a C with the 2 lines, and then like the O and the E combined, and then it says, Dad, what are you doing? A with the hat, C with the 2 lines. The end.
Whoa.
Dad, what are you doing?
That's the most betrayal per word, I think, of all the stories.
That's true. This is the most betrayal dense. Its betrayal content per word is much higher. What are you doing does imply some kind of betrayal.
Okay, I just checked. The second character is the Euro sign symbol.
Is that the Euro symbol?
Yes, I
in this
copied
font?
it and Googled it. Yeah.
Okay, so it's like A Euro I don't know.
Oi.
It's like when you're writing fetus spelled OETUS, you know?
Yeah.
Well, so we don't know the story itself, because this is the backstory of another character.
It leaves it all up to imagination.
That's incredible.
You can imagine anything as long as it leads to, Dad, what are you doing?
I think, you know what? I think this maybe is the FNAF fan talking in me. I think that's exciting. Leaving the story entirely up to the imagination, that's really gutsy.
Yeah, it works for horror and it works for betrayal as well.
Yeah, right? If I have to imagine the entire story myself, maybe it's good? Maybe that's good storytelling. And then, okay, well, oh, wow, interesting. There's a lot of...
These reviews confuse me.
These reviews are very positive. Straw Wolf says, "This is so good. So, is Asher going to travel to Earth or try and stop his father? Write more. Oh, do you think you could review some of my stuff?" Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay.
It'd be great if you could.
Hey, Straw Wolf, special message from DLDR. Fuck you.
Yeah, don't do that. Fuck you.
One crazy girl says, "That's awesome. I could not stop reading it once I started. Please, you gotta give me more."
Almost by default, I couldn't stop reading it. Once I started, "Dad, what?" And then, like, my brain forced me to finish the sentence.
Like, you know how sometimes you see a, story like what we just saw, and then the reviews are very obviously just trolls going like, "This is a masterpiece, amazing writing, 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way from this thing. Like, let's keep with the reviews. It's like, they're serious. Like, they actually read something that was there.
But the thing is, like, wouldn't it say published this date, updated this date, if they swapped out the chapter?
I don't know.
I would have thought.
Frodo says, "I read this before, but I forgot to review. Sorry. Anyway, it's awesome. I can't wait to read the story, and your dialogue, SP, between characters is spectacular. Keep it up."
Rarely do we see people go, dialogue. I don't know if I spelled it right. You did. You did get it right, actually. Good job.
But then characters.
Yeah, you got characters wrong. The lady assassin says, "Very interesting story. Right now, you have enough to tantalize a person. Make them wonder why this all happened. Why did he go after his father, though? Or will that be explained later? I hope you continue with this. It has a lot of potential."
See, it's like they read something that was actually there.
Yeah, I think there was
I
something
wouldn't
here
have
at some
come up
point.
with... Yeah.
But, like, I will say, Dad, what are you doing? It could mean anything, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's dreamer of many dreams.
Well, that's a real big thing to leave you all on.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, as always, we have a Tumblr and a Discord link below. Also linked below is a Google form where you can request bad media for us to take a look at.
Wait a minute. Stannis. No, don't put that needle-like metal in my back. Ah!
Yeah, sorry, Bob. Nothing personal. I just don't need you anymore. You finished the recording.
Yeah, we're your two best friends that stab you and then push you into a pit, and then you splat against the ground and
that
die.
part's not the betrayal. The betrayal was when I got stabbed by something else at the bottom.
Right.
Anyway, I gotta go to the Normandy and hang out with the Captain Shepard. Not Commander Shepard, but Captain Shepard.
Yeah. Meanwhile. All right.
Yeah, as always, don't leave any reviews on this or we will push you down a black hole.
Yeah.
And I mean the space black hole, not the regular.
You won't have a way out.
And remember, if you do not like, then do not read.